Alrighty everyone, thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jesner. We're going to be doing another live unboxing here of Desert Heat. This is a second edition Nations at War Platoon Level Combat in World War II by Lock and Load Publishing. So, we did a interesting, they put the backside in upside down. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. Crazy. So we did a live unboxing of White Star Rising yesterday, so if you want to check out this as well, be sure to check out that video, second edition Nations at War. And let's get in this. On this Heat and Dust, the duel for North Africa's on from 1941 to 1943. North Africa was a setting of an epic and unique struggle. The Italian and German armies fought the British and their Commonwealth allies back and forth across the scorching sands of Libya and Egypt. Following the launch of Operation Torch in 1942, the Americans joined the fray, moving across Morocco and Algeria, making Tunisia the stage for the climactic battle in the North African campaign. Never before had two opposing armies so powerful and mobile as these fought over such a large area. This is a new kind of war. This is a desert war. Desert Heat is a complete game in the Nations of War series. Desert Heat brings all the grit and fluid action of the North African campaign to your gaming table in a platoon level scale. Tanks, armored vehicles, anti-tanks, mortars, infantry, air support, and artillery. The Italians, Germans, and Vichy French will fight against the British, their Commonwealth allies from Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa, the Americans, and the Free French. The names of many of these battles are well known, but Desert Heat gives you the chance to get down to the details. Minchini, Tobruk, Gazala, Sari Ragaz, El Alamein, Kesserine Pass, and a few others, which I won't name because I'll probably butcher their names too. New to the Nation War series are obstacles such as wire and anti-tank ditches. What would desert combat be without that ever unpredictable variable dust? It's Panzer IIs, 3s, and 4s against M3 Lees and M5 Stuarts. It's M13 40s and L3s against Crusaders, Valentines, and M3 Grants. It's armored infantry in desperate close assaults. It's anti-tank guns, air support, and mines. It's World War II, and it's Nations at War. Hey, Tribe fan, how you doing, buddy? Alrighty, so this is Complexity, 5 out of 10. Solitaire, 7 out of 10, 1 to 2 players. 12 and up, 2 to 4 hours per time. So let's open it up and take a look at Desert Heat. And I'm already kind of flustered that they put the box in upside down. So we're going to have to, first thing we're going to have to do is fix that, right? Before we get into anything. There we go. All right. So now, look, much better. You can flip it over. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at what's inside the box. So, 2 dice, desert-colored dice, and a white dice. That's nice. The Core Rule Edition 3.0 for Nations at War. So let's take a look at this. We have a turn record track, casualties, and your fate point chart, your available units, your discarded units, one-sided, of course. You have your Nations at War rule booklet, rule reference charts, with all the different summaries, rule references, opportunity fire, 5.3.1. Assault Combat 5.4.3, Mine Placement 7.2.2. So basically just follow along the rules reference and you'll be able to play this game no problem. Concealment, Augmented Abilities, Abridged Demolition Summary. Alright, it is two-sided, good quality as usual. Rule book, your typical lock and load A+ quality, color thick, glossy page rule books. It weighs in at a sturdy 81 pages, but the last few pages are going to be examples of the maps and the counters. It's going to have starter kit information. You're going to have your indexes. You're going to have your glossary of terms, your rule reference summaries, and your terrain charts, your turn record track. And so your main rules are only to page 54. And like most all of the lock and load stuff, thick, big colored photos, summarizing everything with big charts. All color coded, so you know new updated rules of color coded different text. So you can see getting through this rule books is not going to be very hard at all. Few pages of rules and you're ready to go. So A+ on the second edition, or the third edition of the second edition game. It's a little confusing there, but. And of course we have our set this aside over there. There we go. We have our Desert Heat Terrain Effect chart. See, not very many things there. And your counter terrain effects, anti-tank ditches, wire, wrecks, improved position, mines, clear sand, cultivated Hamada Hill, oasis, orchard, palms, and town and road. That's pretty much all you're going to get in the desert. Alright, and of course here is your scenario book. Again, nice, beautiful quality. The real nice, thick covering on it, all color, beautiful looking supplement here. Corrections and clarifications for replacement units, and then of course all your scenarios. Most scenarios are going to be 2 pages, I believe, 2 or 3 pages. So it's going to bring you about 51 pages. So lots of different scenarios here, and a copy of the map you're going to be using. Beautiful. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Scenarios. Lots and lots of good scenarios. Very nice. Alright. And of course, probably a few pages in the beginning of the rules on the desert warfare information. Yeah, because there's a Rommel unit, British units, mobile assaults, British headquarters, cruiser tanks, 2-pounders, Americans fire and maneuver, Italians rapid avanzana, and then module specific rules for dust, and then it goes right in. So just a couple pages of specific scenario instructions, rules. Very nice. And then you have a couple cards here for examples there of your different units. And then of course you have your core formation cards. So these are in addition to the chits. This is a chit pull system. So you put all the chits in a hat, a cup or something, and then you pull out a chit and that unit gets to activate. They also decided to make them with these wonderful, wow, these things look so good. Wow, look at that. See if we can show you guys some of these. The artwork on these are just amazingly good. I'll try to get it so that the glare is not too bad there. And turn markers, chaos. So instead of putting the chits into a glass, what you could do is just put all your formations in the deck and then shuffle the deck up. Right, and then once you have it all shuffled, you could just flip up the card to see who activates. So, and I do like these cards because there's some good information on it. Gives you the morale value, the command radius, and the headquarter bonus. So good information. It'll be right there on your table, ready to go. Here's our new updated counter sheet. Let's take a look at some of these wonderful looking counters. If the camera decides to cooperate today, that'd be awesome. Alright. So we got M3 Stewarts, a 2-pounders. We got a French unit, 75mm. Some Marauders. And what is it, 45mm mortar there. So these are your typical really thick pre-cut. You just snap them out and you got no frays. They're already rounded, all ready for you to go. You just basically punch it out, put it on the table, you're ready to play. I mean, doesn't get much easier than that. And then again, if you're like me, you can put your units back inside. You can see I'm shaking this, it's not going anywhere. So even though I punched it, I can repunch them, put the counters right back in there. So awesome there. Desert Heat Chaos table. So if you do have Chaos, gives you some information on it. Clarification on a few of the rules. Beautiful. And then of course, we're going to get us some maps. So we have map number 14. These are single-sided, or at least this one is single-sided. Map number 14, nice little hill there and a road. Little oasis in a town. Okay. Map number 13. Couple roads, couple hills. Some of that Hamadala, or whatever it's called. And yep, that's just single-sided. And number 12 here, a nice little town, a big hill over here. One side's probably going to come over here, take over the hill, bomb all the units that are defending over there probably. Alrighty, so there is our first counter sheet, Desert Heat. Again, you have the formation chits. These would go into your, if you did want to use the cards, you could use the formation chits, you'd put them in a cup. And a blind draw system, a bunch of US units here. Tons of them, as you can see. See if we can get it to zoom in a little bit on some of these wonderful counters. Really good. Panzer. Oh, these are going to be the Germans, actually. I thought they were going to be the Americans because they were green, but these are actually going to be the Germans. I guess it's like a greenish brown. Let's see what the interesting. So here's the other Germans. These are more of a gray. Maybe these are like SS units. I don't know. We'll have to see. Purple units. Here's the Americans. Okay, so yeah, I was worried that maybe the Americans are going to be too close in color, but they're definitely not. Okay. Had me a little worried there for a second that these are like a dark grayish brown color. You don't see that mostly for, you see like gray and black are normally for Germany. These are more of a, well, I guess, you know, makes sense. They're like desert units, right? So they're going to be like grayish and brown. That makes sense. That's kind of cool, actually. Now that I think about it, you get some British units, then American units. Another counter sheet. You guys want to see some of these? I can show you. Some of these counters here. Infantry units, M13s, 6-pounders, 2-pounders, Shermans. Really nice counters. Again, you can just punch them out. You're ready to play. There's no little nibs. There's no little notches. There's no nothing. Of course, if you wanted to put it back in, you see I'm shaking this as hard as I can and it's not falling out. So leaders, nice. So that's counter sheet 1, counter sheet 2, counter sheet 3. Again, the purple, which is probably the French, I'm thinking. Yeah, just by this guy's name, Lieutenant Le Vasseur. So I'm thinking the French, or the Free French, are probably the purple units there. Another counter sheet with some more German units. You know, I'm wondering if these are Italian units. That's why they're like the dark green. Maybe these are the Italian. Let's see. Then your admin counters. That's what I'm wondering. So they have some, it's mostly Italian, which makes sense. So these would be your Italian units. And then your American units. And then a few of your yeah, I'm going to have to separate these and try to find out, to be honest. I thought there was going to be German. There might not be. I thought they said German. Yeah. Italians, Germans, and Vichy French. Yeah, so there's definitely some Germans in there. Another map. Bilda. Map number 11. One-sided. Cards and dice. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Desert Heat. Unit point cost sheet. So if you want to build your own scenario. Here's the Italians. All right, so here we got a color. The lighter green are the Italians. So lighter green are the Italians. All right. And the Italian artillery. All right. And you have the Germans. Yeah, the Germans are those dark brownish colors. All right. Oh, look at, you can buy Rommel. Costs you 10 points to get the Rommel token. The American forces are going to be the dark green. Okay, so the light green are the Italians, the dark green are the Americans, and then the Germans are like this brownish color. The desert units, right? So they're going to have deserty colors. I guess that makes sense. The British forces are like a light tan. And oh, there's the Vichy French there in the back. Yeah, the Vichy French are the blue or purple, whatever color you want to call that. So there you go. So make up your own scenarios. Let's pull this back out of there to get these nice reference card for them. You get 5 counter sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 maps. You get your reference card. You get your replacement tokens, which I think this is just for people that bought version 1. Now don't quote me on this, but I believe if you have version 1, these will give you updated counters for your game. I believe is how that works. Then of course you have your scenario book, which is super good because now you can take all your scenarios, you can play with the board game, you can play on Tabletop Simulator. You got all your scenarios ready to go for you. So not only does this Lock and Load provide you with the ability to play with the board version, but electronically now that I own the scenarios, I can post them on, I can create them in Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia, which are starting to get their stuff into Tabletopia as well. So I got all the information. I can set up the scenario and play them. You get the terrain effect charts. You get your 3rd edition Nations at War rule book. You have your Nations at War rule reference counter, your turn track, and of course your 2 dice, and you are ready to go. Wow, Americans never showed up until the 9th inning since Cards and Dice. Oh man, how you doing, buddy? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. CB Cards and Dice. I'm surprised he's not watching the Mets right now playing. So that is Desert Heat 2nd Edition, Nations at War. You know, I am a tactical level guy. I enjoy tactical games, but really this platoon level stuff, you know, having the platoon level stuff can actually take some of the micromanagement out of the game, and it can actually make it play faster and easier than the tactical level stuff. So I'm really enjoying Nations at War. You know, when they introduced it to me 5-6 years ago at my gaming club, I was like, nah, I'm not interested. It's platoon level combat. I never really gave it a chance, but the more I watch, the more I read, and the more I investigate and play, the more I think this is a quality, great game from a great company, Lock and Load Publishing. Great quality components. Everything you need's in the box, ready to play. You don't have to, you know, buy other things. And you have multiple ways to play. So I can take my scenarios into Tabletop Simulator, or I can put them on my board here, and I'm ready to play. Oh, you are watching the Mets. Well, that figures. I figured you were. So that's going to be an unboxing. Desert Heat, 2nd Edition, Nations at War, platoon level combat. Hopefully we'll get this to the table for you guys soon, and do a nice scenario for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's, you know, just every time I just open up one of their boxes, right, and you look at all the great components, and you look at the color rule books and everything, and the charts and the counters, it really like, oh man, I just have to set this up and play something because it looks so good. It looks so fun. So we'll definitely be doing that for you, hopefully this weekend or something. So thanks, guys, for coming out. Steeler fan, Card and Dice, and Tribe fan. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. That's it. Just a short and simple, easy unboxing. Desert Heat, 2nd Edition, Nations at War. Go to Lock and Load Publishing, and you can check out the information on this and many other great war games from that company. All right, guys, we'll see you all next time. We'll check you out later, and happy opening day for baseball after 265 days off. So it'll be a good day here. That's why I wanted to get this done now, so we can watch some new baseball on tonight. So we'll see everyone soon. Till then, take care, have fun, and be safe out there, guys.